to waste my time on something that's just meh. Happy summer days, Justice. I thought, as the reader, we were going on a healing and forgiveness journey with Sarah. I think there's like 8 books in here, and I think my total was either $48 or $52. That's insane. I was gonna just go get it from the library because I'm like, what if I don't like it? I don't want to buy it. In a fictional world, this love story does work. You know, it might run in the family. No, I'm kidding. I'm such a mess. I'm such a freaking mess. Hello friends, we're taking a quick reading break because I was thirsty and also because I got a package. I am so excited about this package. I was almost gonna open it without you guys, and then I was like, am I crazy? I have to open the package with my friends. And so this is actually from Book Outlet. They recently had like their $5.99 sale where you could get hardcover books, new release books, newer books, or just books from your TBR for $5.99, $3.99, $4.99. Couldn't believe it. I think there's like 8 books in here, and I think my total was either $48 or $52. That's insane. And I got some good ones. So let us open this together. I am nervous because I hope that these books are in good condition. I don't know the condition that the books come in from Book Outlet. So like I said, we're gonna find out together. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I do like how neatly they have the books packaged. So we love that. They took their time and packaged my books well. First book, this has been on the TBR for a while. And it is All the Lonely People by Mike. Is it Gale? So I'm excited about this one. This was one of the books that was on my 24 for 2024 list. And so I'm really excited to get to this one. I believe this old guy might be suffering from like grief or something, and he's pretending to have a life that he's not. And then I think his daughter's gonna come and visit, so he has to actually live the life he's been telling her about. And one of the blurbs here says, Mike Gale is in world-beating form with All the Lonely People. It's the right book at the right time, and you're going to love it. So hopefully I love it. I'm excited to get to this one, but let's move on to the next book. Oh, so excited about this one. Finley Donovan is killing it, and it is by El Casamano. I am very excited to get to this one. First of all, it's a pink book. We love a pink book. And I believe that it's like a cozy mystery. I don't think it's too scary, which I absolutely love. I heard that this series is so good, and I think it's gonna be the perfect series to start in the fall. I would like to start it in the summer. I would, but if I don't get to start it this summer, I will start it this fall, and hopefully this could be my mystery series that could carry me out through the end of the year. So I am very excited to get to it. It says that it's fast-paced, deliciously witty, and wholeheartedly authentic in depicting the frustrations and triumphs of motherhood. I'm so excited to get to this one. This is another one that's been on the TBR since last year, and it is time. So this one is The Marriage Portrait, and it is by Maggie O'Farrell. I believe that's how you say the name. Cannot wait to get to this one. Can't even wait. So this one is blurbed by Oprah Daily, and it's a Reese book club pick, so we absolutely love that. And it's so short, 333 pages. Not bad. Oh, sookie. The next one. It's time. It's just time. You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akweke Emezi. I believe that's how you say her name. Great condition. Absolutely great condition. I'm hooked on Book Outlet. I cannot believe this. Pop Sugar says, a riveting and emotional exploration of grief and taking a second chance on love. Sounds like it's about to be my jam. I think I need to add this to the summer TBR, so we love that for us. One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Love her. She's just a really good author. All the books that I have read by her, I've absolutely enjoyed and devoured, which has only been 2. Is it 2? It's 2. And why am I lying? Because I read Malibu Rising, and I'm not gonna lie, I love that book. Loved it all the way up until the end. I just absolutely hated the party in Malibu Rising, but I really did enjoy that book. I would recommend that book. That's a great summer read because the main characters are surfers. So it's very heavy summer vibes, but it's also just such a good story. I was so much more in love with the backstory than like the present day story. Why am I talking about that book when we're reading this one? So I just thought it off. But anyway, One True Loves, now a major motion picture. We absolutely love that. Yeah, I'm excited to get to this one. I haven't heard anything bad about this book, and I'm really interested to see the major motion picture. I did not know that this one had a movie, whatever, so That's cool. This was just like a random pick. How the One-Armed Sister Sweeps Her House, a novel by Sherry Jones. It's a Good Morning America book club. This one is also blurbed by the Oprah magazine. I don't remember what this one is about. I just saw that it was one of the books on sale. I think this was one of the ones that was like $3.99 or $4.99, and I enjoy historical fiction, so I was like, you know what? Love the cover, love what it sounds like it's gonna be exploring, so let's give it a chance. Okay. True Biz. This one is by Sarah Novak. This is also a Reese's book club, and I really do like her book club picks. So far, the ones that I've read, I've meshed with, I've vibed with, and so we absolutely appreciate that. This one is either contemporary or it's literary fiction. I can't remember, but I know this one is going to explore American Sign Language, which is so cool. So Celeste NG, I'm not sure if that's how you say the last name, but she's the author of Little Fires Everywhere. She says that it's part tender coming of age story, part electrifying tale of political awakening, and part heartfelt love letter to the deaf culture. True Biz is wholly a wonder. Oh my God. And I do like books that explore like different levels of communication or different ways of communication and disability. And so I think I'm going to really like this. It says, this is a story of sign language and lip reading, disability and civil rights, isolation and injustice, first love and loss, and above all, great persistence, daring, and joy. I think I'm gonna love it. This sounds like my jam. And the last book, oh, she looks so little. Luster, a novel by Raven Lalani. So I've heard very mixed reviews about this one. This one definitely falls in that literary fiction category. Oh, one of the blurbs here says that it is bursting with desire and sharp insight. Luster is absolutely captivating. I didn't so much read it as gulp it down. I could not buy it. I could not buy it as someone who loves literary fiction. Just love the colors of the cover in general. Love what it's taking a look at. Love what it's exploring. And here it says, it is also a haunting, aching depiction of how hard it is to believe in your own talent and of the unexpected influences that bring us into ourselves. I think it's about to be good. I think it's about to be good, y'all. This is a good stack. This is a fantastic stack, and they're in great condition. So if you've ever wondered about buying books from Book Outlet, give it a try. 8 new books for around $50. You cannot beat that. Book update, do not mind my appearance. I'm actually on my lunch break. So when I work from home, I look extremely raggedy. It's fine. So I'm actually gonna take a quick pause on this book because my friend reached out to me and she's currently reading this book. And I actually DNF'd this book at page 162. The only reason I DNF'd it is because of where I assumed that the book was headed, but I've heard nothing but good things about the book and I really enjoyed the writing style. I just had the ick about where the book was headed. So Sarah and what is his name? Jacob. I'm pretty sure they probably are gonna like fall in love, but I guess I'm interested to see how it unfolds and if I'm actually gonna keep having the ick or not. I don't know. So we have to see. But anyway, my friend finally caught up to where I was at. She's like, if you still hate it, I'll finish it out and then I'll just spoil the book for you. So we're just gonna go ahead and buddy read this book for the rest of the week. However, I am listening to One Italian Summer by Rebecca Serle. I believe that's how you say the name. This was actually a recommendation from one of my subscribers here. Her name is Michelle. And she says, hi Joyce, I just remembered a great book focused on a mother-daughter relationship where you get perspectives from both mom and daughter, as well as motherhood and just being a woman. It's One Italian Summer by Rebecca Serle. Her books flows so nicely and I love how she includes magical realism in her stories. It was such a beautiful story and it's atmospheric. Also, if you are a fan of Gilmore Girls, you should definitely check out the audiobook because Lauren Graham is the narrator. She did a fantastic job. Happy reading. So thank you so much for the book recommendation. I was gonna just go get it from the library because I'm like, what if I don't like it? I don't want to buy it. Let me just get it from the library. But I was like, wait a minute, if Lauren Graham is on the narration, let me see if Libby has it, and they did. So I do have it here. I've been able to listen to it while running errands and things like that, or if I have like breaks and downtime from work. And I have thoughts, so What I will say is that I absolutely adore the atmosphere. Like she said, it takes place in Italy, and so it's like along the Amalfi Coast, so it's absolutely beautiful. You can just tell she does a very good job of being descriptive, talking about the food, using Italian language and wine and just the colors. I can almost feel the breeze in some of the scenes. Like, you can just tell that it's such a beautiful place to visit. It's definitely one of the places that I would absolutely love to go. It sounds so romantic and just like a dream trip, you know? So I absolutely love how she has created that atmosphere that you almost feel like you're right there. The things I don't like. So our main character, she's kind of annoying. She's very, very obsessed with her mother. Her mother was her everything. Her mother was her best friend. And so now that her mother is no longer living, that's not a spoiler. That's literally the synopsis, which I guess I should give you guys like a quick little synopsis. So our main character's name is Kathy. Carol wasn't just Kathy's mom. She was also her best friend, her first phone call, her everything. It's really, really hard for Kathy to navigate in the world without her mother. And they had planned a mother-daughter trip of a lifetime to go to Italy together, but the mother has transitioned, and so Kathy just decides she's still gonna take the trip by herself. I'm not gonna lie, I do love the magical realism that when she goes to this place, she goes here alone, she does end up seeing her mother, but her mother is now her age at 30 years old. It's really cool because you get to see your mother before you were in existence, before you were thought of, before you knew her, and so I think that's just so cool because as parents, we did have a life before we had these children, and there's lots of things that they may know, but there's a whole bunch of stuff that they don't. And so it's just really cool for Kathy to get to know her mother and meet her mother at her same exact age and get a second chance with her. Like, how cool is that? I would love that opportunity with like some of my loved ones that have transitioned on. So I think that is such a cool magical realism element. I think Kathy's just a bit annoying. I'm having more grace for her as the story goes on, but she's wildly attached to her mother. I mean, wildly, almost to the point where it feels a little unhealthy. And I'm just like, girl, you can't do anything without your mom. Like, where was the level of independence? And she was, well, she still is married and she's like taking a break from her husband. And so I am hoping that this trip is going to restore the love that she has for him, but I can't really tell if that's going to be the case or not. But sometimes when you go through grief, you just need some space. You just need some time. And so I'm hoping that this step away, she's going to be nicer to her husband because he seems like a cool dude. He's been a part of the family for so long, but she's not feeling the guy. So that's where we're at right now. Like I said, more than anything, I just love the vibes. And I love that Kathy's going to get to know her mother at this age. Other than that, the story is falling just slightly flat, but I'm still having a good time. It's still like a really good summer read. And I'm probably gonna go ahead and finish this first, and I'll just read that when I get off because this book is actually due in 2 days. Read it, girl. Hi friends, so I definitely have no idea how long it's been since I've been in front of the camera. Maybe 2 or 3 days, not even sure. I am really enjoying the book the second time around. My friend actually just finished the book today and she said that she was sobbing and I was just like, okay, let me pace myself. She was like speed reading. I'm like, what kind of buddy read was this? So it's fine. I'm actually on page 345. Oh my God. The book does seem very unrealistic to me. There was even this one part, it was so freaking cute. So they were like making homemade pizza from scratch. Absolutely adorable. But she was like, I'll just leave the front door open, Jacob, and you can just come on in. Somebody who's been through what she's been through, I just feel like they move differently. They have a lot of anxiety, maybe a little paranoia. And I'm just like, you're just gonna leave your door open. There was another time where she allowed him to like walk her daughter upstairs. And I'm just like, his brother did rape you. So like, girl, you need to be following him. You know, am I running the family? No, I'm such a mess. I'm such a freaking mess. Not gonna lie, it's very hard not to fall in love with him. He is nothing like his brother. Me and my friend were even saying, I forget that they're twins. I think he looks completely different, but they actually look just alike. I do really like Jacob, so I can see why Sarah is having these feelings towards him, but obviously this is like a forbidden love. Her dad speaking in these poems is still wildly irritating to me. I even have to skip over some of them. It drives me insane. I am really invested to see how this book is going to unfold. I want to know if they decide to get together. Is his family, Jacob's family, going to feel betrayed? But yeah, so I'm excited to see how this is going to end. And I did go ahead and finish One Italian Summer, so thank you so much for that book recommendation. I think I landed with that one about a 3.5, only because the ending, it was so good. Oh, I really enjoyed the ending, I'm not gonna lie. And it was a very deep look at the importance and the power of self-discovery. So our main character was so reliant on her mother, and she looked at her mother as like the most perfect being ever. On this trip, she ends up finding out that her mother was not perfect, that her mother had did something and pretty much betrayed her in a way. And so it was nice just to see her navigate through her emotions. She made a choice that her daughter did not agree with. It still didn't change how much she loved, adored, and honored her mother. And I just think that is so important to remember sometimes as children that our parents were someone else, you know, and that they are doing their very best and that they did have to make certain choices. And I think that's important for our kids to remember as well, that like, these were my choices and I made them at that time because I thought that was the right choice for me. And ultimately it helped shape my life into what it is today. So absolutely love the deep look into that. Sometimes I could connect to the main character. Sometimes I couldn't because she's so annoying and because she was so dependent on her mother. But that's on her mom. And that's why we have to make sure that when we are raising our children, that we love them, but that we also give them a level of independence to navigate life, navigate their own mistakes, make their own choices. Like, we cannot be making every decision for them, because then they grow up and they're not the most independent, responsible, efficient adults. And that's exactly what you see here in this book. But that could have been exactly what the author was trying to convey. You feel me? And I feel like if the author understood the assignment and it was delivered, and me as the reader, I was able to understand that, then that's how you're able to get that better writing. Yes, it's feeling, of course, but it's also, did you deliver on what it was that you set out to do as the author to that particular target audience? I did feel the enormous amount of grief that the author was trying to display. As someone who I felt like she felt about her mom, I felt like that about my dad. Not to that same level. My dad gave me independence and stuff, but I just loved him. He's my person. He's my constant. I just thought he was the most perfect dude ever, okay? And so to then not have someone like that, that is so important, it is sad. It's very sad. And you're just like, oh, I do not want to go on living without this person. I literally had like a very sad day last week, and I actually had to take like a mental health day off from work. I feel like grief just hit me with a brick. It came out of nowhere. I've been doing so fine. My father passed actually in 2015 or 16. Can't even remember, but it was a long time ago. I'm usually good for the most part, but then every now and again, it's like this massive grief cloud just sprinkles something on me, and then boom, I'm just so sad. Oh, but anyway, back to One Italian Summer. I liked it. I absolutely love the power of a solo trip. Doesn't matter if you're married. And like I said, she was being so mean to her husband. And my hope was that she would go on this trip and then she would realize like, I'm just struggling with grief right now. There's really nothing wrong with my husband. I'm just acting crazy and I need to go get my man back. So that was my hope. I can't obviously say what ended up happening, but I will say that I absolutely loved the ending of the book. It was just so romantic and I loved it. You know, I love the magical realism. Great summer recommendation. So again, like I said, thank you to that subscriber. And if you guys have any more book recommendations for the summer, please let me know. Oh my gosh. Husband spoils me, darling. Like absolutely spoils me. This pasta is so good. Time to read. I love you so much. What happened? You get some pasta? You want some pasta? No, yeah. Happy summer days, Justice. You having fun? Get it, girl. Live your best life. Handyman. I got some new book mail. So my book of the month package came for July and I was like, might as well open it with my friends. I also did finish One Summer in Savannah and I have some thoughts. I have some things to say. And then I got new bookshelves. Husband put them together because I am not handy. I'm just not. So he went ahead and he put them together for me. And I brought like a lot of the books that I want to read for the summer. So I am going to share my summer TBR and then maybe just like a few of my summer hopefuls. But let us go ahead and start with my final thoughts for One Summer in Savannah. So what I noticed is that you can't approach this book with a real world mindset. If you approach it with like a real world mindset, it's very, very, very hard to wrap your brain around. Like, how are you getting with the brother of the man that assaulted you? Like, it just doesn't work. In a fictional world, this love story does work. As I continued to read the book, it was extremely hard not to fall in love with Jacob. He's kind, he's strong-willed, he makes science look sexy, he seems like he's very attractive, and he's strong, he's very alpha, he's determined, he stands up for what is right, and usually, you know the saying, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and so you would assume he would be like his family. He isn't. He is actually the only one that had Sarah's back. He always believed her from the beginning. He also actually testified against his brother. And what I really enjoyed and appreciated about this book is the fact that I thought, as the reader, we were going on a healing and forgiveness journey with Sarah. You are actually going on a healing and forgiveness journey with Jacob and his family. His family has a lot to navigate. His family has a lot to work through, a lot to forgive. And when he came back, he has the ick with his own family. And he's just like, gosh, I cannot believe I am associated with these people. And so it's so beautiful to see him get to know Sarah. Sarah and her family and their dynamics, so cute, so different. She has a great relationship with her dad and her dad's girlfriend. He did not have that same relationship with his mother or his brother. I would say if you want to read this book, definitely check the trigger warnings because Jacob and his family have gone through a lot. The book does explore grief and some heavy topics. However, you're not gutted. You're not sad. Like when I read Long Shot, you are gutted. It's very visceral, the feelings, the scenes. This is nothing like that. There are no graphic scenes portrayed in the book. They do speak to the assault, but it's very minimal. You know, it's not something that you can imagine and see. And so I do appreciate that. Even though this is contemporary romance, you can feel more of the romance journey. Sarah has already reached a place of forgiveness, which is weird. You do have to be prepared for that you're seeing more of his forgiveness journey, not hers. She has already done the work prior to having to come back to Georgia. I would also say that this is a great book recommendation for someone who has been assaulted to see that you can have a life after. You can reach a level of forgiveness and security and peace within yourself. So if you have gone through something as traumatic as she has, I think that the book could give you hope. And so then I also think it's a good recommendation for anybody who might struggle with forgiveness. A lot of people struggle with forgiveness and the situations you're in, you just feel like, oh, this is horrible. Like, how can I forgive this person? And then you see people like this, like, wow, she forgave him for that. One of the most impactful books that I've ever read was The Gift of Forgiveness. I'll talk about that in another video, but I love that book. It was so good. And it really helped to reshape my thought process when it came to forgiveness. It gives you a little bit of hope that it's possible. You know, again, this is a fictional world, but it does give you a little bit of hope. So we absolutely love that. There was this one quote here. It was so good. And I was like, oh, you know me, you gotta share something. This is really the only thing that I highlighted in this book. I didn't highlight anything else. Even though there were a lot of moments where I could have highlighted, I just chose not to. But it says, forgiveness, I've learned, is like a door. You can open yourself up to it or close yourself off from it at any time. We can't rewrite history or change the outcome. Life is a series of choices, and we live in and with the choices we make. that's good. That's really good. Anytime I get nuggets about forgiveness, I pull them and I put them in my pocket, put them in my tool belt, because again, I am someone who can always use some fine tuning in the forgiveness department. But I've landed on a 3.75 to 4 on this. I think I'm just gonna give it the solid 4, only because it's very rare that I will actually DNF a book, pick it back up and like it. I'm not saying that I am obsessed. I'm not like overly in love with it, but I did enjoy it. I like it. I see what the author was trying to do here. She does have a new book out and I am very interested to read it. So those are my thoughts on this. I'm gonna go ahead and open my book of the month package with you guys. I got 2 books and one of them is actually on my summer TBR. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my summer TBR with you guys. The first one is Husbands and Lovers by Beatrice Williams. You can't tell me you don't love the cover and that it is not screaming summer. It says 2 women separated by decades and continents, but united by an exotic family heirloom. They reclaim secrets and lost love in this stunning novel from the best-selling author of The Summer Wives. It says that it's timeless and bittersweet. Husband and Lovers takes readers on an unforgettable journey of the heartbreak and redemption from the revolutionary fires of mid-century Egypt. I've never read a book where it takes place in Egypt, so that is so freaking cool. This is more like historical fiction, but it's still summer vibes, and so I would love to get to this probably next month in August. The second book that I got in July, well, for my book of the month pick, is The God of the Woods. It's a novel by Liz Moore. I don't remember how I heard about this book, but I remember when I heard about it, it was somewhere online. I read an article or something. I guess people really enjoyed it. It says, when a teenager vanishes from her summer camp, 2 worlds collide. And I believe that, yeah, so she's the daughter of the family that owns the summer camp. This is about to be crazy. It says that The God of the Woods is a story of inheritance and second chances, the tensions between a family and a community, and a history that will not let any of them go. Stop playing with me. I think I'm going to devour this. I'm a list girly, so I have a list of 10 books that I just have to read, and then I have a list of books that I hope to read. So I'm gonna grab some of these off the shelf real quick, and then I'll give you a quick run through. The first book, had to read it. Margot's Got Money Troubles by Ruthie Thorpe. So I actually got this as an ALC from Libro FM. So shout out to Libro FM. I devoured that book. I actually just finished the book today, and I think it took me a little over a week. I was just enjoying it so much. I was taking my time. It's about motherhood and coming of age, navigating like young adulthood. It was so funny. It was very realistic, very lighthearted, and I cannot wait to do a review on this book. So I am very glad that I am able to check that one off the list of books that I just had to read this summer. The next book is The Getaway Girls, and I do have a physical copy of that one. And I cannot wait to read it. It says that it's a hilarious feel-good summer read, and I'm actually in the mood for a feel-good read. So I might go ahead and start this, or I have another option. And basically, we have 3 women that were in like a flower arrangement class, and they decide to go on a holiday together. So I love this because we're gonna get to see almost like a coming of age for older people. That was one thing I loved about All Fours. The author mentioned that like coming of age is not just when you're in your 20s. It also happens again late 30s or in your 40s. Like there's lots of times you might feel like you're coming of age. And so I feel like this might be kind of a coming of age story, but I'm not really sure. I know it's gonna navigate female friendships. I always love books that explore female friendships because they're important and you have to prioritize them. And I'm just always interested to see how are other women and moms and just people in general at all ages and all walks of life, how are they navigating their female friendships? The next book on the list is Within Arm's Reach. This is by Ann Napolitano. Baby, I'm gonna read this one. I don't want to read it right now because again, I think this could be heavy, but the blurbs like did me in. So Oprah Winfrey blurbed it. She says you cannot read it without being open. Vogue says that it reminds you of the enveloping power of literature. And then the Literary Hub says that Napolitano is a master of examining what binds us to family and how to love in difficult times. I love her books. I devoured Hello Beautiful. It's still one of my favorites and I love it. It says no one in my mother's family ever talks about anything that can be categorized as unpleasant or as having to do with emotion. Listen, I know it's about to be good. I just know it is. But so I ended up finding out that this book is actually narrated by 6 different people. So I did go ahead and request to see if Libby has the audiobook available. Oh, child, it's a fly up in here. Sorry about that. So yeah, I did see if they have it, and they do. So I'm actually on the waiting list. So I think I want to read this one in tandem. So as soon as it becomes available, the audiobook, I'm gonna go ahead and read this one. The next book that was on my list was One Italian Summer. Happy to report, I have finished that book. Next on the list, we have Darling Girls. I'm only about 30 pages in, and I do like it, but it feels like something heavy could pop off in this book, especially because their foster mom was just like crazy, okay? And I think she was probably like abusive. I don't know, I'm just guessing. And so again, I just cannot right now with anything sad. So I might have to put that one to the side, and then I'll pick it up when I'm in the mood for like a suspense thriller. I also have When I Think of You. This is so cute. Very much summer vibes, black love, black romance, just such a vibe. Blurred by Kennedy Ryan. It's gonna be dealing with second chance romance, and I believe that the main character helps our male character, did I say that right? Our female main character helps our male main character believe in love again. So I always love when that little trope is in books. Next on the list, we have Summer Rental, and it's so little. This one is so tiny. Heard about this one on Amazon just as like a cool summer thriller recommendation. I've never heard anyone talk about it or read it, so I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna see if it's good. Next on the list, we have The Housemaid is Watching by Frida McFadden. I'm not hearing good things about it. I'm not, and so I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't even want to deal with the devastation. I didn't hear it was bad. I heard most people are giving it like between a 3 and like a 4 that I know personally, and then I haven't even bothered looking online, but I did hear that we could have just stopped after 2. So that bums me out. Love the first one, love the second one. Very bummed out about the reviews I'm hearing. So I'm just not in a rush to get to it anymore. I do still want to read it this summer. I think I'm just gonna wait until the end of summer just so that I am not disappointed. So yeah, we'll see. I do want to formulate my own thoughts and my own opinions, but because people are saying certain things, it just doesn't make me excited to get to it. It's like, look at all these books I want to read and I have heard good things about, or I just feel like I'm in the mood to read them. I'm not about to waste my time on something that's just meh. The next book on the list is Honey. Oh my God, such a cute cover. So this basically says that it reads similar to a memoir. It has very vivid characterization. The atmosphere is very similar to that of Daisy Jones and the Six. And they say that the themes discussed are similar themes that were discussed in Britney Spears' memoir, and then also in Jeanette McCurdy's memoir. I loved her memoir, gave that 5 stars. And I really like that it's gonna be a fun summer read, something other than romance. I love music, I love old movies. I love that it's like historical fiction. It feels like it's gonna be fun. So this might be my next read. It's either gonna be Honey or the Getaway Girls, because I just feel like they're gonna give me exactly what I'm looking for right now. And then we've already discussed Husband and Lover, so that was a must read. And then my last must read is Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. Don't know what it's about. Know it's gonna be a good time. I didn't even read the about, honestly. I think I read it maybe a year ago, but because Beautiful World, Where Are You was so good, I don't care what it's about. I just wanna give it a try. And if I hate it, I hate it. And if I love it, it was meant to be. So that is the last book on my absolute must read for the summer. Now, I don't mind sharing some of my hopefuls, but again, this list is wildly long and I feel like I've been ranting. I am now thirsty. So I'm just gonna share a few very quick, kind of almost like rapid fire. Whew. Okay, so let's do this. What Have You Done by Sherry LaPena. This is a new book that is coming out by her in July. One Summer in Savannah was on my hopefuls list. I forgot about that. We can go ahead and check that off the list. Curvy Girl Summer. So I'm obsessed with the title. I'm obsessed with the cover. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I want to read one of these 2 books. These are both on the hopefuls. And yeah, I heard that this series is similar to this, but I just really want to get to this. I just feel like I'm gonna eat this one up. Next on the list is You Made a Fool of Death. This to me is giving summer vibes. I don't know why. It just looks like it. I mean, it's green. You got some leaves here. You got the braids going, flowers. I don't know. It just screams summer. Again, if I get to it this summer, great. If not, I can just push it back. Last but not least, I would love to try First Lie Wins. I'm really interested to try other new thriller authors. This was actually a Reese book club pick, and so I really enjoy her book club picks. I've heard nothing but good things things about that book. And my friend actually has the audio version. She said it was so good. So she's just gonna let me use her login and then I can listen. So I should go ahead and prioritize that sooner than later. But anyway, let me know if we have any similar books on our summer TBR or even on our summer hopefuls. Let me know if you have read any of these books. If it is your first time here, welcome. I appreciate you. If it's not your first time here, thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for being here. I could not wait, with everything going on with my grandmother, I could not wait to just get in front of the camera and talk about books with you guys. So I truly love this community. As much as I want to grow, I even have a goal to hit 5K by the end of the year. So if you're not subscribed, I'm your jam. Books are your jam. You liked what you saw, go ahead, hit subscribe. I'll wait. Okay, thank you. I am grateful with the smaller community that we have. You guys have found me on Goodreads, which I just keep forgetting to share the Goodreads. I know that I said I was going to, and I just forgot because I'm not used to sharing it. But yeah, some of you guys have added me there. You found me on Instagram, and I just want to say thank you. I love you guys. I love books. These are my happy place. This is my solace, and I'm just so grateful to be on this journey with you all. So yeah, if you think of me, pray for me. Do not forget to prioritize self-care, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. I miss just reading all day.
Yo, look at this acts of service. I got off work and husband made this yummy pasta. Like what?
I need to tell husband, like, husband, get me back at home, darling. He's so sick of me. I found this shirt. I have to order it. I'm gonna see if I can find it for you guys. But basically it says on my husband's nerves or something like that. And he was like, girl, you do not need a shirt for that. And I was just like, I need to find out I'm on your nerves. But you love me though.